Shalom, shalom. Yahweh, Bashem, Yahushai, Barakatham. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. It's Brother Yatazadak back once again with another live lesson. As always, giving all honor and glory unto Yahweh, Bashem, Yahushai, Bashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Salakia. We will go into Jeremiah chapter 32, going into the Hebrew. So, Lord willing, you're edified, giving all honor and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Shalom to the 144,000 of the nation of Israel, which consists of you so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Americans. We are in America, Babylon the Great. All right, we are in the last days. The RFID chip is a mark of the beast. Revelation 13 and 16 speaks about, all right, the charagma, which 2/3 of you so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Americans, which are Israelites, will be coerced into taking the RFID chip. You're going to perish in the time of martial law, time of Jacob's trouble, all right, also known as the Great Tribulation, all right. Things will not get better, things will get worse, all right, and that is according to the scriptures, all right. All right, so the remnant will be saved, the remnant of you Jakes. The nations will be judged. Esau, Edom, which is a so-called white man, will be judged. Genesis 25 and 25 says it came out all red like a hairy garment. All right, and these devils did not hide that, all right, because there's a force beyond the physical realm that only lets these devils go so far, all right, which is what you Jakes don't understand. 2/3, you have no faith, you don't believe in Yahweh, Bashem, Yahushai, Bashem, Rakakwadash, right? That's the Most High God's name. It's not Jehovah, it's not Yahuwah, it's Yahweh. Bashem means in the name, Yahushai, Hamashayach, is who you call Jesus Christ. In ignorance, you call him Jesus Christ. Because the Hebrews, Abraham was a Hebrew, all right? Paul the Apostle said, are the Israelites, so am I, or the Hebrews, so am I, or they the seed of Abraham, so am I, all right? So these Gentiles, these Israelite foreigners, they were called Gentiles, but they were of that same seed line. You go back about, I believe, 400 years before the New Testament, there was a great persecution against the Jews in the time of the Greeks, Antiochus Epiphanes. All right, a lot of our people fell into the ways of the Greeks via persecution. You know, they were forced to lay low. Some of them were put to death. Some of them refused to be forced to lay low. All right, and you have that today. You have the elect, right? You have the 144,000. The Lord said some of us will be martyred, okay, meaning will be put to death, which is a grim reality. But when you look at it through the scriptures, it is like, all right, the Lord does what he wants, all right. So if the Lord had created us to give our life for Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, then so be it, all right. Because Esau is going to put to death some of the 144,000, which are the heads of teachers, men, and then the great multitude. Some of y'all will be put to death as well. You see, we're not going to sugarcoat scripture. We're going to tell you, we're going to give you the skinny, all right, concerning the volume of the book, all right, which these other Israelite camp is who we learn from. We give double honors to our elders. All right, we watch the breakdowns faithfully. All right, and we preach Yahweh Bashim El Shai. All right, according to the volume of the book. All right, we have no respect of persons. All right. So when we see somebody go off, we tell them, look, you're going off. All right, and that's it. All right, but there's order in this thing. All right, we're not here to usurp authority. All right, you either have ears to hear or you don't. All right. So the scriptures say what? The book of Jeremiah, ask your elders and they shall tell thee, ask for the former days. All right, ask your fathers, which are spiritual fathers, are the men in this truth. Those that have been laboring for decades upon decades. All right. Starting with our elder apostle Tahar and on down. You have elder apostle Tahar, elder apostle Gabar. You have elder apostle Rakah. All right. Elder apostle Ramlab, Bishop Zakaran. These are men that have been, all right, ministering concerning the vessels of the Lord. All right. And we are the vessels of the Lord. All right. Which there's a pattern to this awakening. All right. Not all the 144,000 are here on earth. Some are in the spiritual world. Some have already passed. All right. So it's not about, okay, 100. Okay, well, I don't see 144,000 preachers. The great multitude. This is not a game of math for the great multitude. This is about measuring the times diligently. This is about knowing the times that you're in. All right. Being wise as serpent, harmless as doves. All right. Moving justly in the midst of a crooked generation. All right. That's what this thing is about. Endurance. All right. Faith. All right. Seeking the Lord while he still may be found. Watching at his gates. Because watching at his gates means, Salakia, that you're going to be present and always meditating on the word. All right, that's what the word is there for encouragement. All right, in order for you to be built up through the Spirit. All right, which the Spirit is the habitation of the Lord. All right. That is what King David said, or that is what the Lord said to King David. He said, I went from tabernacle to tabernacle to find those that seek me. Shortly paraphrasing, you see, if you're not really hitting the books, what we say is not going to stick, all right? So you really got to be, all right, not that we get too deep. We go on we hit the basics, all right? Like Paul the Apostle said, let them be weaned by the milk. Then you have the meat, which is the deeper breakdowns. But at the end of the day, it's not that deep. All right, our message is what? To repent, seek the Lord while he still may be found, keep the laws, don't abuse grace. All right, endure, watch and pray. All right, fast. All right. This is what the Lord has commanded us in the last days. All right. What does it say in the book of what's that? The book of St. John, that the commandments of the Lord are not grievous. All right. Which you have these other philosophies. They like to heap up tradition upon tradition. Okay, you got to do this prayer. Okay, you got to pray this and that during this time, and this time is this and that. Those are commandments of men. All right. That's not really for us. The Lord gave us a way clear, plain upon tables. All right. And you either get it or you don't. All right. Like I said, we're not here to bash these other philosophies, because the book of Proverbs even says that a child is known by his doings. All right, and Jake knows that in the world. All right, when you run into a particular individual, oh, that's not that he's not real. You know, he's not for real. That's you're perpetrating. All right, you got a lot of perpetrators in these last days of the other nations and our people as well. All right, perpetrators. Let's look at that word perpetrate. All right, perpetrators, and that's a Jake word. Jake loves to say that, because Jake is not dumb. We're not dumb. All right, you know. But that's how these demons try to get you to get off your dean, off your square, off your try to trick you out of your position. All right, which is all right if you're of the elect. All right, you're not going to be carried away by diverse winds, or that's the book of Ephesians. All right. Perpetrator, a person who carries out a harmful, illegal, or immoral act. This is from dictionary.com. A person who perpetuates or commits an illegal, or criminal, or evil act. The perpetrators of the heinous. Okay, let me see. See, we can look at that up in the online etymology dictionary. Perpetrator, traitor means someone who has. We'll look that up next. One who commits or has committed, literally the one who did it. From late Latin, perpetrator, agent, noun, from past participle stem, to perform, to accomplish, to perpetrate. Let's look at that word, perpetrate. To do, execute, perform. All right? Because that's what these men were brought in for, just like the other nations. All right? You have tares amongst the wheat, which is mainly these Edomites, these devils. All right? Trying to play like they're Jake. All right? To perform. That's what they are, performers. All right? In a play. All right? But we don't play concerning that day. All right? The day of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. All right? Which the Lord has put in our spirit. I say we. When I say we, I reference the hopeful elect, because that's who we are, the hopeful elect. All right. All right. So you have wicked men that are committed, right, and are immoral. All right. That's why the book of Saint Luke says that a man casteth away his vows, a man selleth his soul. That means he casts away his integrity, his morals. All right. Yeah, I can. Here, give me 1 second. Cast away his morals. All right, perpetrators, Salakia. Satan is trying to hinder the lesson. False actors, all right. False man crept in unawares. All right, like Paul the Apostle said. All right, and we understand that these things must be so. All right, these things must be so. All right, the Lord said these things would happen. All right. So when Yahweh Shai said, "Do not be dismayed by the signs of heaven, because the heathen are dismayed," that's not that's not just talking about signs in the heavens. Let's talk about concerning what would come to pass in the latter days. All right, because the majority of the heathen, okay, they know, but they know to a certain extent, unless you're on a certain level. All right, because that's the purpose of these secret societies, is to keep you asleep, no matter where you come from. All right, because this is why you have, all right, you have um, common men, and then you have learned men. You have men that were used as pawns. All right, which some of you other nations, some of you are used as pawns. All right, because at the end of the day, all right, those that are in charge, those that have the power, they're not going to give you the whole, all right, the whole direction, right? And that's the job of the wicked on the left hand side, is to create confusion, to deceive, to that's what these demons are commanding them, all right, in the background. But our job is to wake up the remnant, all right, and that's it. We're not here to break down all the nations and their names, all right. Okay, these, all right, Polynesians look like this, the Hurons look like this, look at their descendants, all right. Um, uh, Muhammad, um, and look at, okay, just, just look at the Shemites, and then we're gonna do a 2 hour video breakdown on the Shemites, and then, yeah, we mentioned the other nations to an extent of the Elamites. Okay, East Indian. Well, when you look at that term, it doesn't actually. East Indian is like a casting um, a very small net, because there are East Indians, and I was recently reading on that. What is it? The name actually Indian means those of the Indus Valley, and I mean you can really do your research, and you're just gonna go into rabbit hole, upon rabbit hole, rabbit hole, upon rabbit hole. But at the end of the day, our job is to just to preach the word. All right, we're not gonna tell you heathens who you already are, because really you have you didn't lose your heritage, all right? So it's not about you. Damn devils. All right? Salakia. So let's see. Shout out to my Kushite queens. Inside joke. Nah, I'm just joking. They belong. That's the Kush. That's Kush. That's money. It's cash. Inside joke. you know. But some of you Cushites, y'all deeply spiritual, just like these Elamites. You know, them Elamites like flowers though. You know, y'all forgot to give me my flowers. You know, inside joke. But anyways, it's the Lord does he's gonna perform his work either way. All right. So we're not gonna break down even to you Jakes. All right, to the remnant. We're not gonna give you everything in a platter. All right. And really, you can't really break down where these nations actually came from because during ages like the Bronze Age and whatnot, some of you nations had treaties. You intermingled. All right, you can kind of tell. Um, the how do you say it? Not morphology, but there's another word by their physical characteristics. But really, you really can't. You can tell to an extent, but because a lot of you nations, during particular times, you kind of had territorial agreements and whatnot, treaties. Like a lot of you Edomites, or not Edomites, but Elamites, you were kind of absorbed into the Babylonians, and then you kind of separated. Like Japheth, you can kind of, they're kind of amongst these Moabites and Ammonites, but they kind of got absorbed, or some of them they absorbed themselves into their populations in particular regions. So it's not really about, okay, we can pinpoint who exactly you are. It's not about that. It's about the word of the Lord. All right, the remnant. All right, you heathens know that something big is coming, which is Yahweh Shai. Like I always bring out. All right, but anyways, I'm already 24 minutes in, so forgive me. The header of this chapter is Jeremiah in prison. And the scriptures say that what? You shall be tried. All right, 10 days, which talks about the FEMA camps. And, it really goes into, all right, what is that? The book of, I believe, let's get that real quick. He that departeth from evil, Bible Hub. Isaiah 59:15. And the NIV, truth is nowhere to be found, and whosoever shuns evil becomes a prey. The Lord looked and was displeased that there was no justice. All right. So he that departed from evil becomes prey. That is part of this, the NWO. The part of the NWO, the main target is Jake. And there's going to be a separation, which is through the Lord, but the Lord is stirring up the heathen to do that. All right? Because the nations, Esau, they see that this word, that the Lord is really, that is getting real. All right? And so they got to, you're going to be tried. If you're of the elect, don't expect it to be a walk in the park. All right, don't expect it to be a walk in the park. Don't expect to be at ease. All right. So let's see. And still, we have yet to see what the Lord is really going to do. Because when the Lord responds, you know, a lot of you jakes are going to repent at the last minute. You know, but 2/3 will still be cut off. You know, a great multitude means 2/3 means the majority of our people, but a great multitude, see, our people are vast. All right, so that great multitude is still a large number compared to the multitudes of you tribes. All right. So we say that so that you are not discouraged, and we say that because that's the truth. All right. So let's see, Jeremiah 32:1. Let's see how many verses we got right here. Yeah, this one's gonna be a doozy. Might just do like an hour video and then log back in. So it says, the word which came to pass unto Jeremiah from the Lord in the year 10th unto Zedekiah the king of Judah, that is the year 8, 10 year, as in the 18th year, unto Nebuchadnezzar. All right. Salakias. All right. So it reads, Hadabar Ashar Hayah, Al Yeram Yahweh, Ma'at Yahweh Bashana, Ha Ashar Yath, La Tazadak Yahweh, Malak Yahweh, Hayah Hashana, Shamna, Asherah Shana, La Naba Kadar Atazar. So it says, verse 2, and then the mighty men of the king of Babylon, distressed, as in besieged against Jerusalem, and Jeremiah the prophet was shut up in the court of stocks. Because matar, remember, we went over that. Matar means staff or stock or yoke. All right. Which is in the house of the king of Judah. Wa'az, Chayal, Malak, Babal, Tazaryam, Al Yerushalayim, Wa Yaram Yahweh, Ha Nabayah, Haya Kala'ah, Bachatazar, Ha Matara, Ashar, Bayath, Malak, Yahawada. Verse 3. Verse 3 says, and which he had shut him up, and Zedekiah, which it would actually be read, according to which he had shut up Zedekiah, the king of Judah, to say, why dost thou prophesy to say, thus saith the Lord, behold, I will give unto the city this in the hand of the king of Babylon, and it shall be taken. Lakad means to take. That's another way to say, basically exactly what it means. All right, the city being taken. So it says, Ashar, verse 3, Salakia, Ashar, Kala Awab, Tazadak Yahweh, Malak, Yahweh, La Amar, Madai, Ata, Naba'a, La Amar, Ka Amar, Yahweh, Hanaya, Nathan, Ata, Ha'ayar, Hazaath, Bayad, Malak, Babal, Wa Lakada. Verse 4, Salakia, bear with me 1 second, Akim. Trying to get situated. Oh. Whew. All right. Just bear with me 1 second. Oh. All right. So, verse 4. Verse 4 says, and Zedekiah the king of Judah shall not escape. Let's look at that word malat, which is the word used for escape, which palat means to slip away. All right. Malat is basically a kindred to palat, Because when you look at that word lot, it means man, I don't got my notes with me right now, but it means something to the extent of to envelope. All right, it's another way to say like to encompass. It's another way to say like to cover. But lot also means, man, I wish I could actually, let me see if I can look it up in Pialim. Pialim. All right. Let's see. Got my Syrian keyboard, Arabic, Hebrew, Spanish, English. Uh, let's just try lot, or we're going to do lawat. No, okay, let's try lawat. See, this website's trash. I don't really mess with it. Let's go to the Blue Letter Bible, Strong's Hebrew Search, Lot. Not to Wob. Come on. What? All right. Abraham's nephew, to envelope, to wrap up. But there's another definition. I'm trying to find it. Uh, no, I can't find it here. It means something to the extent like to be smooth or something like that. Something to that extent. Not a veil or covering. Man, I don't know why it's so hard to find. Let's try Google Translate. I don't want to do all this, but I'm just trying to prove a point because I'm not making this up. You know, I want you to think I'm making this up. Veil cover, nah. It's not smooth. I'm trying to think of something else. To wrap up. Nah. Man, that is crazy. I can't find it. I mean, I can go to video where I actually took a screenshot of the notebook because I remember that. You know, remember that. I definitely remember that. Because I was starting a series on it, but you know, it's all through the spirit. Goddamn doubles. So it says Zedekiah, the king of Judah, he shall not escape from the hand, meaning he shall not be covered, basically, because Lot just means covered or envelope. So basically, you know, Lot was a righteous man, spoken of in the New Testament. Like Elder Pastor says, he's of the elect. All right. But the children of his children, the Moabites, the Ammonites, they're heathens and they're off. All right. Just so you know. All right. Because the Lord can do that. The Lord can do whatever he wants. All right. All right. Which is why, like, you heathens are kind of but you're kind of off. Like I read about the Polynesians, like you got family valleys, but you're still like kind of like effed in the head because of Esau. The Moabites, the Ammonites, the women are, they're real delicate. They're real, you know, they act like real women. The Ishmaelites, they got the women in check. All right, but you nations are off as a whole. You know, as a whole, inside joke. um, from the hand of the Chaldeans, because surely he shall be given into the hand of the king of Babylon, and shall speak with his mouth, or Salakia shall speak with his mouth, all right, as in they shall speak mouth to mouth, all right, and his eyes unto his eyes, it shall be seen, as in the Lord preserves Zedekiah, you know, for to him to have an encounter with the Babylonians, all right, a face-to-face encounter, because they say, the Lord just didn't want the king Zedekiah to be shot with an arrow, or to be hit from afar. He wanted it to be close and personal, like they say when let's say you got a sword, like they did in the ancient battles. You had a sword and you would stick it through the next, all right, through your enemy. That's up close and personal. All right, and not everyone has those type of guts. All right, but that's what the Lord wanted for Zedekiah. All right, maybe the king of Babylon said, "Ha, look, my demons told me that, you know, because that's what these devils like to do. They like to spill the beans, Yeah, the Lord said to kill you, but guess what? I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you your next life. Or they might have just they might have just. We can't tell how it went down. I mean, it could have gone anyway. All right, the king of Babylon could have just been like, you Jews, thou knowest that the Lord has called thee uh, to watch for him, but you have been a stain, all right, like a stained cloth. It could have been, we can't speculate, but it was face to face. They interacted, and then, all right, the Lord caused these heathens off the king. All right. Which I believe Zedekiah was put to death. And surely Zedekiah to Babylon, and surely being taught visit him. Do we fight with the Chaldeans? Let me see. Let's just look that up, because I'm pretty sure he died by the hands of the Babylonians. Did Zedekiah die by the Babylonians? Yeah, so these Babylonians, scriptures say that they gave them like their particular of the nobles, they gave them their portions, but I think Zedekiah had his eyes taken out. Yeah, he had his eyes. Um, yeah, Nebuchadnezzar blinded Zedekiah. All right, and that was through the Lord, and that's why we speak of the terror of the Lord. Because the Lord blinded Zedekiah, and the Lord literally blinded him, caused him, That's why we fear Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. All right, the king of Babylon, he plucked his eyes out. All right, so we don't want no parts of that. All right, which is why we labor in the word. All right, and that's kind of funny how the Lord said, "I shall speak with him mouth to mouth, and his eyes shall behold his eyes." Reminds me of them mob movies, the mobster movies. They would give him the kiss of death, and then they would, poke him up. Ah, ah, ah. I mean, it could, like I said, we don't have that account. We don't know how it happened. You know, I mean, he definitely didn't kiss him mouth to mouth. I'm just making a comparison. You know, but they interacted, and then the king of Babylon said, I have a message, and you know, so fear the Lord, man. Jakes, you Jakes are gonna learn when Jacob's trouble really ramps up. All right, because this ain't nothing. All right, we can still sit in the damn, you know, if we wanted to, we could still kind of press up on some of these Edomite women, but that's not on the menu. All right, you know, how you doing, or hold the door, and I know we're not supposed to be in the clubs, that's not our job. All right, so like I said, there's particular things we still can do. you know you may run into a Hamite. Oh yeah, um and they love to brag. Yeah, I'm from Ethiopia. Um, King, what's that guy's name? Salasi. You know, you run into some of these Ishmaelites. You know, you'll see the Kufis. Allah. That's how they say it. Allah. You know, but the Lord did that. All right, the Lord did that. All right, the Lord F you Jakes up. The Lord mess you Jakes up. All right. That's that's just what it is. All right. So we're supposed to be in the knee deep in the what in these last days. All right. But it's not, the end is not by and by. All right. Just so you know. So it says, so it reads, Wa Tazadak Yahweh Malak Yahweh La'ah Ya Malat Mayad Ha Kashadiam Kaya Hanathan Yanathan Bayad Malak Babal Wadabar Payawa Aim Payawa Wa Ayanyawa Ata Ayanyawa Tha Ra'a Yana. Verse 5 says, And in Babylon he shall cause to walk on the Zedekiah. That's another way to say he shall cause to go or lead him. Because halak just means to walk or to go. All right. But he probably had him go on foot in chains and and that's the Lord's punishment. That's what the Lord did to the Gadites, the North American Indians, the Trail of Tears. All right. The Lord let you, multiply and, you know, after the Assyrian captivity, just like you Hispanic tribes. All right. But now the Lord is visiting you. All right. We're not in a time of, wee, yippee, oh, Jake all in the world, Jake, you know, trying to act like nothing is, everything's kosher. Everything is not kosher. All right. Says, and there he shall be, even till I have visited unto him, saith the Lord God, because he sh- he shall fight with the Chaldeans, he shall not prosper. As in, though he fight with the Chaldeans, he shall not prosper. All right. Wababal, Yalak, Atha, Tazadak Yahweh, Washam, Yahaya, Ad, Pakwadya, Atawa, Naam Yahweh, Kaya, Talachamwa, Atha, Hakashadium, La'a, Ta, Taza, Layahwa. All right, because the nobles, they were learned men. The princes of Israel, princes of Judah mainly. Because the prophet Daniel, he was knowledgeable in what do you call it? In the sciences, which is like the ISUPK school dubs himself practical knowledge, because it is practical knowledge, but the nobles of the Jews, they had, you know they had gifts. The Lord, gifted them with, the learning of science and how to manipulate the elements, just like the ancient Greeks, the Romans. They had tutors. They had particular men that gave them knowledge of the sciences. Science just means like a method. There's a method to everything. Everything has a method. You know. Let's get that real quick. The word science. Science, noun, state or fact of knowing what is known, knowledge of something, acquired by study, information. All right. From Old French, science, knowledge, learning, application, human knowledge. All right. Because that's how the prophet Daniel kind of, made it through particular trials. All right. Via science. I believe Bel the Dragon. That's how he destroyed Bel the Dragon. Because I'm not going to go into the account, but Bel the Dragon was made of a particular element, and Daniel the prophet knew how to get it to destroy to he knew a way to destroy it without putting his hands on it. All right. Jeremiah 32:6. All right. So Zedekiah, though we fight with the Chaldeans, he shall not prosper. You know, because Jake has a way to talk himself out of things. You know, but basically the Lord said, you're not going to get out of this one. All right. Because the Lord had put what's that term? Blood in the eyes of the king of Babylon. That term, blood in my eyes, means it's not just any old hatred. It's not just a regular hatred. You want something, to happen. You want to do something to that person, and that involves extreme emotion, extreme hatred, you know, which is really Satan. When Satan jumps on you, on these heathens, that's Satan, you know. It's not for nothing that you're being stirred up. That's actually a demon, you know, stirring up the spirits of men. All right, which we're not moved by that because we're not ignorant of the Satan's devices. All right. So it says, and he said, Jeremiah came to pass the word of the Lord unto me to say, Why Amar Yaram Yahweh Haya Dabar Yahweh Aliyah La Amar. All right. Verse 7 says, Behold, Hanamil, the son of Shalom, um, and the way shall come unto thee to say, possess unto thee unto my field, as in buy. Quana means to possess. It's another way to say buy or purchase, which is an Anathoth, because unto thee is the ordinance of redemption, Ga'al, which means to redeem. It really means to buy back, according to the ordinance of buying it back, to possess it. All right. Like I said before in previous video, Rick Ross, he spoke about buying back the block. All right. Which they don't know what the hell they're talking about because, that's Rick Ross is, he's probably Hamite or something like that, you know. Hana, Hana, Hanam Allah, Ban Shalom, the Rock, Ba'a, Al Yaka, La Amar, Kwana, Laka, Atha, Shadia, Ashar, Ba, Ainathath, Kaya, Laka, Mashapat, Ha, Ga Allah, La Kwanath. Verse 8 says, And he came unto me, Hanamel, the son of my uncle, according to the word of the Lord, unto the court of the holding place. And he said unto me, Buy now unto my field, which is in Anathoth, which is in the land of Benjamin, because unto thee it is ordained to possess, and unto thee it is to be bought back, to be possessed unto thee. And I knew, because it was the word of the Lord, it. Wayaba'a aliyah Hanam Allah ban Tadia Kadabar Yahweh al Hatazar Hamatara Waya Amar Aliyah Kwana Na'a Ata Shadia Ashar Ba Ananath or Anathath Ashar Ba Rataza Ban Yamyan Kaya Laka Mashapat Hayarasha Walaka Ha Ka'ala Kwana Laka Adai Kaya Dabar Yahweh Hawa. And I bought unto the field from Hanamil, the son of my uncle, which is Anathoth, and I weighed unto him unto the silver 7 shekels and 10 of silver. which is 17 shekels. 7 and 10, that's 17. Wa'akwana atha hashada ma'ath chanam ala ban dadia ashar ba'anathath ashakwala lawa atha hakasap shabaya shakwalium wa ashara hakasap. Verse 10 says, and I wrote in subscription. Let's look at that word, subscription. Subscription. The action of making or agreeing to make an advance payment in order to receive or participate in something. And that's the spirit, because I never looked up this fucking word. Excuse me, this damn word. You know? The water Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. You still got it, Tazadak. Or Yad Tazadak. I'm bugging. All right. And I sealed it. The word Hatham means seal. And I took a witness, because Ad just means witness. And I weighed the silver upon the scales. Wa'akatha basapar wa'achatham wa'ad adyam wa'ashakwal hakasap bama azanyam. And I took unto the subscription of the purchase unto according to that which was sealed, right, of that which was commanded, and that which was because chak just means statute. All right, you have laws, all right, which is commandments, tazawah, all right, tazawayim, laws, statutes, chakim, and you have commandments, which a commandment is actually an ordinance, all right, because the number one is what the Lord said, commanded. Command, statute, ordinance, law, statutes, commandments. All right, just not to confuse you. All right. And according to the statute, and according to that which was basically unsealed. All right, Galah means to remove, uncover, unseal. All right, so you have a receipt of purchase. All right, you have signatures, that's a seal. All right, according to the law, according to the statute. All right, and onto that which was unsealed. All right, because once the deal is done, you know, the particular property is released unto, right, the person to whom which it was given to. All right. Wa'akwach atha sapar hamakwana atha hakatham hamataza waha hakim wa'atha hagaliyah. All right, so with that, this is Jeremiah chapter 32. We're going to continue at verse 12. All right, soon, Lord willing. All right, you were edified up until this up until this verse. As always, giving honor and glory unto Yahweh, B'Hashem Yahushai, B'Hashem Rakakwadash. This brother Yatazadak, hero of Israel. All right, until next time, Shalom. To you sincere Akim and